y'all, it's Jay from Jay's Decor and Restore. So I'm visiting my kids this week. It's finals week, and I thought I'd come out here and be mom and take care of them and feed them while they're losing sleep and studying and all that kind of college stuff. But while I'm here, what I decided to do is work on a couple of repairs in the condo that we have here for them. Our intent is, of course, for them to live here while they're attending college, but to turn around and sell it after they graduate. And so when we bought this place, we knew that there were going to be some repairs that needed to take place. And what I'm going to do this week is work on their bathroom cabinets. I'm going to go ahead and refinish them so that they look nicer. They're not in horrible shape, but they're old and they need a little bit of touch up. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready. I'm going to start taking the doors apart and then sanding. So stay tuned, and I will come back when I have everything set and ready to go. I've taken the doors off now and taped. Here you can see the frog tape again. I always use frog tape now because that's the best kind of tape to use. And I now have an 80 grit piece of sandpaper wrapped around a sand block. The reason I did that is the block is not rough enough to really. I really want to rough this up so that the primer and the paint stick to it. So I just went ahead and wrapped it around the block, and I do that a lot. So I mean, that's another really just simple technique you can use if you don't want to go out and buy a different sand block. So I'm just gonna rough this up. And I'll be using the actual sander outside on the doors. But obviously I can't do it in here, so I'm having to do it manually, which really is a good workout for the muscles. All right, so I'm gonna just keep sanding, and then I will start putting my primer on after I've finished sanding and wiped it off. Make sure to always wipe off any of the residue so that you don't have bumps or anything when you start painting. So I'll be back in a little bit. All right, so I have now primed and painted the cabinet. I'm gonna let it dry and then probably do another coat. Took the doors down and have them in a separate room that I've painted those as well. When they're dry and I put them back up, I'm gonna go ahead and add some knobs. So I will show you how I drill those holes and come back when I get ready to do that. All right, so I have, for the most part, finished painting. I am going to do one last coat, but before doing the last coat, what I wanted to do was make sure that I drill the holes, because after I drill the hole, if there's any repair I need to make, any paint that might chip off, I can go back and just do that final coat and fix that. So I've marked it. I went in about an inch, and that'll give me enough room to clear the middle bar here. So what I do is, in selecting my drill bit, I make sure that I find a drill bit that is wide enough as the screw on the handle. So you see that there? And that way, when I make my hole, I know that the screw from the knob will be able to fit through. So simply, I'm going to make the pilot hole here, holding the door steady and making sure that you have your drill straight. You just start drilling in. Press your drill, pull it back out. Okay, so now let's see didn't work. I will need to get a bigger drill bit, so I will be right back, and that's okay. Sometimes I'm going to use the same hole. I just want to make sure I have a bigger drill bit to make a wider hole for the screw to go through. So I will be right back. Okay, I got my larger drill bit, and I'm just going to go ahead, and now since the hole's already made, it will be really easy to go straight through. Just making it wider. Okay, so now let's see. No, perfect. You want to make it so that it's not too loose. These knobs are intended to be screwed in, and it's screwing in just fine. So I am not going to finish screwing that in completely, since I am going to, paint again, and I am going to drill the hole on the other side using the exact same measurements I used. I went an inch in, and I will be doing the other side. So that is pretty much it. I will, once I finish the last coat and it dries, I will polyurethane just to make sure that the paint doesn't chip off. And then I'll come back, and I'm going to be doing some other things to the bathroom just to, spruce it up. So when it's all done, I will come back with just a quick view of what the bathroom looks like. So I'll be back in a little bit. Right, so I finished, and the cabinets turned out really good. I added the knobs. Remember I said I was going to kind of spruce it up? Well, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't know how it was going to work, but I ended up redoing the countertop. If you can see, I attached a picture. You'll see that the counter was just kind of that laminate, that old yucky laminate, and I ended up buying a roll of contact paper, which is used to put on countertops. And I went ahead and added it to the countertop, and it looks like it's brand new. I mean, I wasn't sure how well I could do it, but it took some work, I will say that. I redid the whole thing. I added a new mirror. My husband's going to do the lighting because I don't do electrical stuff. But when he gets into town, he'll do that. And I want to just say that I redid this whole thing. I added a little bit of decor here, all for less than $100. So you can redo your own bathroom, your own kitchen, however, for a lot less than if you were to hire somebody to do it, especially if you're on a budget. And for our condo here, we are on a budget. We want to repair it, but we don't want to put a whole lot of money into it. But I think that it came out fantastic. So again, I think it's something that can be done by anybody. That's why I post these videos. Now it is time for Vino. And I will tell you something. I already started with the Vino. But I wanted to celebrate, as I always do, my accomplishments. And now it's time for me to spend some much needed time with my children here in College Station. So enjoy your day. Cheers to you.